What up, YouTube? Team Moves here. With American Pie's Girls Rules out on Netflix, I decided to just go ahead and rank the American Pie films. Now, I quite like all the American Pie films. Yeah, the home video ones are not as good as the original, but I still always got a kick out of some of them. And the American Pie films are pretty much some of my favorite comedy franchise there are. They're just really hilarious to watch. I mean, American Pie, the original, of course, has a big place in my heart. So with that being said, here's my ranking of the Pie films. And yes, I'm going to add Girls Rules in this as well. Number 9, I'm going to go with American Pie Beta House. Now, this is with Steve Stifler's cousin Eric Stifler, played by John White, who arrives at college with his longtime friend Kuz Kuzman, played by Jake Siegel, who are both freshmen who pledged the Beta fraternity and began a series of often discussing international rituals. And their rival, of course, is the Geek fraternity, and the Geek president is Edgar Willis, played by Tyrone Savage, who challenges the Betas to the Greek Games, which is a competition that has been banned on campus for 4 years now. Beta House is probably the weakest out of the bunch, but I still got a kick out of it. It is, not as raunchy as the other ones, but there are some pretty dirty stuff that happens in this. You've got Eugene Levy as Jim's dad appears in this. Eugene Levy was terrific. Beta House, I believe it premiered in 2011 or 2010 if I'm mistaken. I can't remember the actual year it premiered in. But yeah, Beta House was a pretty good one. If you guys have not seen that, give it a shot. Alright, number 8, I'm going to go with American Pie Book of Love. Now, this takes place 10 years after the first American Pie film, and you got 3 new hapless virgins here who discover the Bible hidden in the school library in East Great Falls High. And the book is ruined with incomplete advice, and the Bible, of course, led them on hilarious journeys so they could try to lose their virginity and all. The film is led by Alfalfa himself, Bud Carr. You also have Beth Barris, Caroline from Two Broke Girls is in this. You also had John Patrick Jordan as pretty much Scott Stifler. Once again, another Stifler's feature in this. Loads of these movies has loads of Stiflers, But anyway, Beta House, the Book of Love, I'm going to say, is pretty hilarious. It's as raunchier. Whoever knew that American Pie characters, could actually pick up a book, Okay, I watched the movie, so I can't really talk about that. But anyway, yeah, this is also really raunchy. I mean, it was pretty cool to see Bud Carr, go from playing the innocent kid Alfalfa from Little Rascals to doing like a sex comedy like Book of Love. I mean, and you also got Eugene Levy, once again as Jim's dad. I mean, if you guys definitely go check out Book of Love. Alright, number 7, I'm going to go with American Pie and the Naked Mile. Now, this, of course, once again has Eric Stifler, who's the cousin of Steve Stifler. And he's pretty much this youngster who ends up nothing like his, who's not much like his, his cousins or anything, but peer pressure starts to turn him to live up the legacy like the other Stiflers. And you got this naked mile run across the college campus, and so it's pretty much like it's pretty much a race, like a naked race film. All right. It's also probably the weakest out of the franchise, but it's still pretty hilarious. I thought Eric Stifler is a pretty good Stifler. I mean, he's no Steve Stifler, obviously, but he is still pretty hilarious. And as you got also, once again, you got Eugene Levy here. You got some other interesting characters in this film. I mean, yeah, this is pretty much a college campus based flick. Naked Mile is a pretty good one. Number 6, I just saw this one, and of course, is American Pie Presents Girls Rules. Now, this is the first American Pie film to feature female leads, and I thought the female leads were really great. You got female Stiflers in this, and the girl who plays the female Stifler, I thought she was terrific. I'm still wondering if that's Steve Stifler's daughter or maybe a cousin or whatnot. They didn't really tell you like who the Stifler is. But you also had Master Pattis was good. I of course did my review for Girls Rules. You could check that out online. It's a really funny one. It's probably my favorite out of the home video ones, to be honest with you. You know, it is also pretty dumb, but it's really hilarious. First American Pie film not to feature Eugene Levy because, of course, he's a tad bit busy with Schitt's Creek and all. You also had Danny Trejo appear in this. If you guys have not seen Girls Rules yet, it's on Netflix. Give it a watch. It's really hilarious. Alright, number 5, I'm going to go with American Pie Presents Bandcamp. The first American Pie film to go home to video. This time you have around you have Steve Stifler's younger brother, Matt Stifler, played by Tad Hilgenbrink, who masterminds a school prank that lands him in serious trouble, and he ends up pretty much attending this this band camp that, of course, you remember American Pie. This one time at band camp, yeah, and here he also ends up pretty much having ends up spinning with this new love interest named Elise, played by Rel Cabo, who is his childhood love interest. And I thought the film is also does star of course Tad Hilgenbrink. If you guys don't know, he also voiced the lead kid from Iron Giant, and he also appeared in the first 2 American Pie films. It was pretty cool to see them do American Pie films centering around Stifler's young brother, because I thought Matt had a really fun, funny moment in the Pie films. It was pretty cool that they gave him more to do in the second one. But here is a really hilarious one. I mean, I thought Matt Smith, he's like I said, he's no Steve Stifler or anything, but he's still a pretty cool character here. Some of the other scenes of this is pretty raunchy, nasty and all, but it's pure American Pie. What do you expect?
I heard he called his parents that morning.
Alright, number 4, I'm going to go with American Wedding. Of course, this is the third installment of the American Pie film. This time around, you got Jim and Michelle. They're getting hitched and all. Sadly, Oz didn't appear in this. Yes. Most of the majority of the American Pie characters did not appear. You did not see Nadia appear in this or anything. But once again, Steve Stifler is, up to his own antics. Maybe a little surprised that Jim even decided to invite him, but they're still buddies. So yeah. But that aside, American Wedding is probably one of my one of the funniest wedding movies there is. I mean, if you ever want to see Steve Stifler getting it on with a grandmother, this is definitely one for you. I mean, if you ever want to see Jim, pretty much shave his pubes and his pubes go into a cake, this is definitely one for you. I mean, yeah. Great rendition of Maniac. Come on, who did not love that Maniac scene in this? American Wedding is just so hilarious. There is so much to love about American Wedding. You also had January Jones. The late, great Fred Willard was in this. Eugene Levy was pretty funny in this too. I mean, there is a lot really to love about American Wedding. Alright.
Me and Paul.
She's not gonna
coming in at number 3, I'm going to go with American Reunion. Now, this, of course, premiered back in 2012. I remember watching it in theaters back then. I literally saw this film about twice in theaters. I single-handedly loved it. this time around, you got Jim, Oz, Stifler and them, or attending their high school reunion, and lots of crazy antics end up happening. Steve Stifler is, of course, once again Stifler. He hasn't really left the high school life behind. He still pretty much acts like he's still a high schooler. He wants to try, once again have friends with his buddies and all. American Reunion is a really hilarious one. There are some really funny antics that happen in this, like when Steve Stifler, of course, ends up taking a dump in this poor guy's cooler. What else happened? It's been a while since I've seen Reunion. But I mean, it was also pretty cool seeing some of the other iconic characters. Like, it was pretty cool to see Jessica appear in this. Nadia, it was cool to see. I mean, a really great reunion, and I'm still hoping we'll see another American Pie film in years down the line, because it'll be pretty sweet to watch another Pie flick. Anyway,
It's like reality TV.
coming in at number 2, I'm gonna go with American Pie 2. Now, this time around, you've got, the gang, they're all in college now, and they decide to have a time of their life by having a party. And of course, the party is at Kev's, beach house and all. And of course, you got Stifler back in this. I mean, if you ever want to see, Jim and Stifler make out, yeah, this is one for you. I mean, that scene with Finch, Stifler, and Jim with the with the two girl neighbors. That scene is probably one of the funniest scenes in comic history. You also have Stifler's younger brother popping up in this. You've got Stifler's mom in this, played by speaking of two broke girls, played by Jennifer Coolidge. Yeah, American Pie 2 is such a good one. I probably would have added this probably as my favorite one, but number one, obviously number one goes to the original American Pie. I mean, come on, there's so much to love about the original American Pie. It was a comedy that, from the 90s. The 90s had some really, iconic, great teen movies of that era, and American Pie was one that redefined them all. It's such a hilarious one. I mean, you've got Jim, Stifler in them, or wanting to lose their virginity, during prom night, and probably one of the most, fun prom scenes there is. You've got Allison Hannigan playing the role of Michelle.
My sister.
You got Mia Savari, Tara Reid, probably one of the better roles that Tara Reid's ever been in. Of course, you got Finch, pretty much going for Stifler's mom. Eugene Levy, it's great. I mean, if you ever want to see a movie where someone screws a pie, yeah, this is one for you. I mean, American Pie, it's one of the earliest R-rated comedies I ever actually got to watch. I mean, I ended up watching this when I really shouldn't have been, to be honest with you, but I can't help it. American Pie has such a place in my heart. We need another slice of pie in our life. So fingers crossed we get a 5th one down the line with Jim back and all them. I mean, Jason Biggs, his relationship with his father, this is also really cool to watch. I mean, yeah, lots of great stuff to love about this. I mean, of course, the Termeister, the Terminator, of course, played by Chris Owen. He's really hilarious. Or I should say the Shermanator, I might say. But, anyway, if you guys never really seen the original American Pie or any of the other ones, definitely go check them out. Alright, that's pretty much it. Let me do the quick rundown. 9, American Pie Beta House. 8, American Pie The Book of Love. 7, American Pie The Naked Mile. 6, American Pie Presents Girls Rules. 5, American Pie Band Cat. 4, American Wedding. 3, American Reunion. 2, American Pie 2. And number 1 is the original American Pie. Alright, let me go and leave it to you guys. What are some of your What are some of your favorite installments out of the American Pie franchise? You know, were you ever a fan of the Pie franchise? And would you actually be down to check out another American Pie movie down the line? Drop a comment below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell for more notifications. This is Tim Moose signing off.